Good morning and welcome to class. So let's get started with the centering. Find a comfortable position, sitting or lying down on a chair, on a pillow, whatever makes your body feel happy this morning. Wriggle the buttocks, flesh away and snuggle down. Inhale, stretch up, relax your hands on your knees, creating that nice stable shape. Remember, palms down is grounding, palms up is elevating. So choose the direction you want your hands to go in. If you like, close your eyes and let's do some Ujjayi breathing today. So remember, if you don't know it, you're going to be breathing in and out as if you're blowing out a candle. So very softly blowing out a candle and very softly sipping in through a straw. Notice how the back of your throat is constricted and the air takes more time to come in and out. Once you've got that pattern, close your mouth and do the same breathing through your nose. You should feel the breath vibrating across the back of your throat and hear a sound like the ocean or Darth Vader. Ujjayi breath translates ocean sounding breath. It's also called victory breath. It's a very grounding breath. It's an energizing breath. Gives you the oomph that you need to make it through difficult situations. I'm going to add some movement to this. Interlace your hands, bring them under your chin, bring your elbows as close together as you can. You're going to inhale, lifting the elbows, and pause for a beat to absorb the breath. And then we're going to exhale through the mouth this time, whispering the word. Pause, inhale through the nose, Ujjayi breath. Exhale out, whispering, but still feeling that breath against the back of your throat. Little pause at each end to absorb the breath. And to squeeze it all out. And maybe it's just an accident, but I'm building up a sweat. I mean, coincidence. Notice how it's making you feel. Last one. And come back to stillness. You can continue with your Ujjayi breathing through the entire class. Let's begin rocking back on your sitting bones and forward, leading from your heart. Okay, so it's different. Sometimes we lead from our middle. You're going to think about leading from your heart today. So you're rocking back more of a straight line than a rounded line. Since it's here that's directing the motion, heart leaning forward, heart drawing back. And notice how the breath wants to be. I'm finding that it's counterintuitive. I'm breathing out as I go forward and in as I go back. Notice what your breath wants to do and listen to your body's wisdom. And come to stillness. So just as we did with the breath, we breathe in, pause to absorb it, breathe out, pause to release. We did a movement the same way. And we'll do the same thing from side to side. Let's reach up and breathe in or out, whichever works for you. And back to center. So we're taking a little pause between each movement. Let's do one last set. And come to stillness. And a little spinal twist. If you want to switch legs, you can. And we'll pause and back. Inhale, twist, and back. Notice how that works well with the Ujjayi breath, inhaling and pause, exhaling and pause. And back to center. Let's inhale the arms up overhead and bring the behind the head. Let's reach back. And then exhale, curl in. Inhale, open, pause. Exhale, curl in. Last one. And back to center. Drop your hands to your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale in. Inhale, open, pause. Exhale, squeeze and pause. You're doing your 3-part or belly breath with this as well. Ujjayi and 3-part breaths just naturally seem to go together. Expanding the belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale, squeezing. One more. And down. Let's do some shoulder rolls. And reverse. And let's inhale the arms up and come down into eagle arms. Remember, if you can't do eagle arms, just grab your shoulders. And we'll do some circles. And circle back the other way. Remember which elbow was on top. Inhale. And bring the other elbow in. Again, you can hug your shoulders or bring your palms together, circle, focusing on your shoulders, the movement in your back, and your Ujjayi breath. And circle the other way. And inhale up. Let's continue reaching up. Feel the shoulders relax down your back. Imagine you're getting tall through the crown of the head and the fingertips and softening down the side ribs at the same time. Focusing on the length in your body and your Ujjayi breath. Bring the hands together, interlace them, and press the elbows back. Your hands behind your head. Actually, I said interlace. Interlace or prayer position. Fingertips pointing down. Feel that stretch in the front of your triceps. And swing the arms around behind you. Either grab opposite elbows or yoga mudra, squeezing the elbows and lifting the chest. And I love doing a twist in yoga mudra. So let's just turn. And come back the other way. Inhale back to center. Let's do that again, reaching up. Feel the shoulder blades sliding down your back, the belly lifting. Feel length from the top of your head and your fingertips. And at the same time, a softening coming down your side body, reaching down into the floor with your sitting bones. And bring your hands together, either interlace them the opposite way or just prayer position, bringing the palms down towards your back, pressing your elbows back. And bring the hands around behind you, either cross elbows the opposite way or interlace your hands in yoga mudra the opposite way. Bring the shoulders together. And the twist. Oops, I forgot to put my phone on mute. And we'll twist the other way. And come back to center. One more deep breath up. And release. And I'll put my phone on mute while you just take that in. Fortunately, I had it on very low. Okay. All right, let's get some of our body and legs going here. So let's come over onto our hands and knees. Again, remember you can be on your fists or down on your forearms, whichever works for you. Let's send one leg out and back and press into the heel, draw the belly in, stretch out through the top of the head. And then let's point and press the top of the foot into the floor. Stretching the front of the foot. Pick that leg up and circle. And circle back the other way. And we'll bring that leg in and send the other leg out, pressing into the toes as if you're standing on your toes, pressing out through the heel, stretching the back of the leg. And then we'll turn the toes over, pressing into the top of the foot, stretching the front of the ankle. Pick that leg up and we'll circle. And circle back the other way. And bring that leg in. Let's press back into Thunderbolt for a minute, sitting up nice and tall. That is already stretching the front of your ankles, but if you want more of a challenge, bring your hands behind you, lift your knees. Feel that nice stretch in the front of the ankles. And back into table. Let's do some side kicks, lifting and lowering the leg. Let's lift the leg and circle the knee. Circle back the other way. Bring that leg in. Give your tail a little waggle. And we'll do the other side, lifting and lowering. And then we'll lift that knee and circle. And circle back. And down. And one more time, let's press back into child. And if you like, turn your palms over, pressing the back of the hands into the floor. This is a lovely place to come back to your Ujjayi breathing. And we'll inhale back up, and we'll do some cat circles. Really exploring how sensuous your body is and how it wants to move. And let's go the other way. And come back to center. Take it in. Let's come into sunbird. Let's bring the right knee in, curling in. And inhale, stretching up. One more. And stretch out. Coming into our balancing pose, you can just hang out with your foot in the air or foot and hand in the air. Let's come on down and we'll change sides. Bring the other leg out. Deep breath, exhale, nose to knee. And let's come into our balancing pose here. And come on down and back into child. And again, you can turn your palms up and press the back of your hands into the floor. We're going to come into some lunges. Inhale back up. We'll bring the right foot through. We'll bring those hips forward and down as much as works for you. And I like that little pulsing that we did the other day. So we can inhale up a little bit and exhale, drop the hips. And again, this works nicely with the Ujjayi breath pattern that we established. Inhaling, pause. Exhaling, pause. Perhaps you feel a deeper stretch with each exhale as you go a little bit deeper. Let's establish ourselves here and begin to come up. Drawing the belly in for support, lifting the pelvic floor. Roll the shoulders back and down. Find your drishti, and if it works for you, bring your arms either in goddess or big Y shape or steeple position, whatever you prefer. Hang out here for 6 breaths. And come on back down and we'll change sides. Now, perhaps you noticed, because you were there so long and focusing on that lovely deep breathing, that your body was opening with each breath. So allow that to take place. Allow those subtle movements and openings to happen. Here we go. As the leg comes through, bring those hips forward and down if you can. And we'll gently pulse. Each time you come down, you feel more of a stretch in the front of your thigh. And I think that was 6. So position yourself so that you can come on up. Find your drishti, choose your arms, goddess, V shape, steeple with the opposite fingers interlaced. 6 breaths here. Allow the body to move into the openings that the breath is making. and down, and back into child. And the palms up if you like. And inhale back up. We'll do one more. We'll do a revolve side angle. So bring the right foot through. Keep your left hand on the floor. Inhale, spin your body. And you can stay here or turn the back toes over and come up into a high lunge. And we'll do 6 breaths. And come on down. Put your knee back down for a minute. Come up and shift your weight so you're centered over your knee. Bring your hands back to the floor. You can stay in a low lunge airplane or a high lunge airplane. Feel the length from your heel to the top of your head. Relax any tension in your face. Good job. And down and back into child. Then you can have your hands in front of you, turn your palms up, or choose egg variation. And we'll do the other side. Coming into table, bring your left foot through. Keep your right hand on the floor. We'll open into revolve side angle. You can stay here or turn your back toes over and lift that leg. Lift the knee. And come on down. So that Yujay breathing victory breath should be giving you the strength, confidence, and energy you need for these longer, more challenging holdings. Okay, let's come on up. Shift our torso over our knee and then come back down onto the knee. Hands to the floor. You can stay here in low lunge or turn your toes over. Come into a high lunge. 6 breaths here. Are you shaking and wobbling? That's quite all right. Let's recuperate in child. And again, some nice Ujjayi breaths here will really feel wonderful. Let's come on back up into Thunderbolt. We'll do one more pose on the floor and then we'll come to standing. So you might choose to triple up your mat and bring your knees onto your padding here for Camel, the Shavasana. And bring the hands to the sacrum. We're going to start with the legs straight and we're just going to imagine we're in the wind. We're going to float back and inhale forward. So right now we're just straight line from knee to top of head. And now let's come into Camels. We can turn the toes over if we like. And take one arm and reach up and arc back, lifting the chest. We're pressing the hips and thighs forward as we reach the chest up and back. And if you're super flexible, you can touch your heel, but we're not twisting. We're still parallel to the wall in front of us. That's a bit of a challenge. And inhale back up. Take a breath, reach the other arm up, arcing back, and you can stay right here. Press the hips forward, the chest to the sky, or swing your arm around behind you, grabbing your heel, but not twisting your spine. It takes a really intense back bend here to be able to touch your foot, so don't worry if you can't. Stay with the earlier variation. And one more child pose. Congratulations, lots of good work. If you'd like to make your way to standing through a downward facing dog, reach your arms out in front of you, turn your toes over, and press back. Otherwise, hang out in child for a few more breaths. Feel the base of your index finger pressing into the floor, the base of your big toe. Drawing energy up through your hands and feet. And we'll meet in a forward fold. Bring the hands to the sacrum, roll up. And come into Tadasana. A few slow breaths here. We're going to step out into a goddess position. So it's like a second position ballet. And we're just going to do some very simple pulsing here again with our breath and our pausing. So we're going to inhale, stretch up, pause, exhale, press the knees and elbows back. Excuse me. Allergies. Inhale, reaching up, exhaling. Using your Ujjayi breath. You can also Have your hands in mudra if you like. Thumb and first finger together, 3 fingers extended. And let's hold. If you like, you can turn this to a balancing pose by lifting your heels. And release. And toe heel back to center. We're going to do some more balancing poses. So if you need a wall or chair or something to hold on to, please do that. I'm going to start with stork. Shift the weight to the right. Stretch up tall, find your drishti, pick up your left heel or your foot, reach out. And down. Shift your weight, up your other heel, and stay here. Or pick up your foot at a right angle if you can. And down. Now, if that was a challenge, you can stay with that. If not, we're going to try it with a twist. Again, I may need to be near the table just in case myself. Okay. So we're going to pick up one leg, grab that leg with the opposite hand. Inhale tall, turn your head and reach your arm behind you. This is a challenge. So if you need to hold on to something to do it. Or if you keep falling out, that's okay too. We're just having fun here. It worked yesterday when I tried it. Oh, well. I hope you're enjoying just the challenge and the fun of it. Okay, try the other side. If that works for you, or just stay with the first variation. And you may experience that one side is better than the other. Good job. Let's go into a forward fold and then we'll melt down onto our mats from there. Okay? So bring your arms around behind you, interlace your hands, yoga mudra, stretch up. Bend the knees slightly as you come forward. And then if it feels okay to lift the hips and straighten the legs, do that. Or keep them slightly bent as you hang over your legs. And release your hands and melt down onto your backs. Oh, yes. Let's take a few minutes here to take in, or a few breaths here, to take in all the good work that we've done so far. And let's bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Flatten your back into the floor. Glue your hands to your knees and press your legs away. Andrea, this one might be for you. Circling your knees and feeling your sacrum. Massage on the floor. You also feel a little bit of energy in the side of the butt there. Let's circle the other way. Come back to center, give yourself a hug. Place your feet flat on the floor. We'll go into a bridge pose, but again, we'll do this some movement. And inhale, the arms up overhead, lift the hips, pause. Exhale down. And this is a great pose for Yujay breathing. When you're up in your pose, your throat is constricted. It's almost automatically. Encouraging that Ujjayi breath, that victory sounding breath. So maybe you're not going up your full height yet. That's okay. You're just warming up. And this one will hold. So you can have your hands overhead, or if you prefer, down by your sides, whatever way works for you. So coming up to your full height, and then 6 breaths here. And slowly roll back down. And give yourself a hug. Place your feet on the floor for a second. Let's just windshield wiper the legs. Again, here's that nice roll onto your butt. Giving those glutes a massage. And come back to center. And one more hug. Long, flat back. Let's pry the legs apart in an upward facing frog. Enjoy the breath. And then walk your feet on the ceiling, grab your ankles, top of your feet or the back of your legs. Pull your shins straight down, your knees into your armpits. If you'd like to rock, a little happy baby. Let's open out into an upward facing V. You may find your legs shaking here. That's a good thing. That's just releasing stress and bringing energy into your body. With all the work that we did today, your legs might be really shaking a lot. Mine are. So just let it happen. And let's bring the soles of the feet together, lower the legs to the floor in goddess pose. You can have your hands together in prayer position at your heart or up overhead in two diamonds. Close your eyes and feel the body surrender to the floor. The middle of your body practically feels like it's transcendent, disappearing into the all. And you can still Ujjayi breath here. And release your hands, bring your legs back together. So options here, you can just come into an easy bent knee twist, or you can cross your right leg over your left leg and then move towards the left so that the right leg's on the bottom. And turn your head away from your leg. Now that might be a little challenging on your opposite shoulder. It's a more intense stretch. So if you can't reach your right arm out to the side, bring it up overhead till that shoulder can release to the floor. Or put a block under your right arm. While you're lying here, you might want to massage that glute. So just bring your hand to the medius part of your butt where you feel soreness, and you can just give that a massage right there. Use your knuckles. Oh, the side of your thumb works really nice. Deep breaths into the sore places, just giving the glute a nice deep massage there. The thumb knuckle works really well. Deep breaths into any tension or discomfort you're discovering there. And slowly come back to center. Square your shoulders and hips. Again, you could bring your knees at right angles and lower them in the opposite direction, or cross your left leg over your right and lower them so the left leg is on the bottom. Again, this is a more intense stretch. And if this shoulder doesn't reach the floor, it helps to bend your arm and bring your hand over your head. You can do that, or put a block under your arm if you have a block handy. Breathe into the sides of your body, feeling that whole side stretch. And if you'd like to just find that sore spot in the middle of your glute and just start to dig in, giving it a massage. Use your fingertips, you can use your knuckles, side of your thumb knuckles, really good for the work. Looking around for the sore places and giving it a nice, loving, deep massage. Try not to tense up your body. Keep breathing into it. Keep breathing. And come back onto your backs. And get what you need for warmth and comfort. And make your way into Shavasana. You can start with a minute of Ujjayi breathing, even in Shavasana, and then let your breath return to its own natural rhythm. And allow your Yujay breathing to melt into whatever breath your body wants right now. You can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, begin to bring some movement back into your body. Gently move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And then bring your feet flat on the floor, roll to one side, and make your way to a seated position. I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you for playing with me. Namaste.